For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for tuning in. And for those of you that are new, let me introduce myself. I am MJ. Things I wish I knew before I started homeschooling. I have been homeschooling for 2 complete years. We're starting our 3rd year this fall. I have learned so much since I started homeschooling. You know, if you are considering it, or you already do it, or you're just curious, I want to share those things with you today. So the very first thing that I wish I had known, luckily for me, this one I learned before I actually started homeschooling my daughter, but I had already made the choice to. It was helpful to learn it before because it made it a little bit less nerve-wracking. That is that I do not have to be the smartest person to be able to educate and teach my daughter. I don't need to be a genius. I don't need to do rocket science. Those things are not required of me or you as a home educator. The curriculum will guide you and instruct you, tell you exactly what to teach and what to say to your kid, you know? You just have to be willing to do it. The second thing I wish I knew or understood, this one was difficult for me because I really struggle with it with my daughter. I wanted to follow the public school system where I thought that my daughter needed like 8 hours of class in order to actually learn all this stuff. Like the first month that we did this, I was having a very difficult time because I was pushing my daughter to do 5 or 6 hours of school at home. Obviously I was giving her like breaks and lunchtime and all that stuff, but still it would total out to about 6 hours of classroom time, and I was losing her. At the beginning it was all great and she would focus and her attention was like she was just eager to learn, and I can tell and I can see that. Once we got later on into the day, she was just done, guys, and she was just not like having it. And it would make things more difficult for both of us because then I would be like, hey, we have to do this and we have to finish it, and I would get upset. And it was very sad and challenging for the both of us, and it was making homeschooling a lot less enjoyable for the both of us. It wasn't until I reached out to the teacher facilitator, because we homeschooled through a charter school. I had the discussion with her and she said, hey, like she only needs about 25 to 30 minutes of class time per subject in 2 hours, and that was more than enough for kindergarten. That does scale up as your child gets older and the curriculums get a lot more difficult. It was good to know that I didn't have to do it that way, and if I would have understood that before, it would have made things a lot easier. The third thing is that it's okay to change your plans. When you are a homeschooling parent, you build the skill of planning. It happens because while you're like in the middle of the school year or like towards the end, you are already planning and thinking about what your child is going to be learning during their upcoming school year. We also plan what the schedule is going to be like, how many hours of class are we going to do, what subjects are we going to teach, and all this stuff. We pick out a curriculum ahead of time, and so we have all these things lined up and set in motion, and we start working towards this plan that we have created. But a lot of the times things happen. You can't fulfill the plan for that day. For example, a lot of us have our curriculum already picked out, like I said, ahead of time. But what happens if your child is not enjoying the curriculum that you picked out, or they're not engaging in it, they're not learning because it does not apply to their learning style? It's okay to change it. And that brings me to my next point, that learning is fun. Yes, learning is fun, and it doesn't have to be a daunting task for you or for your child to be homeschooled. You should enjoy teaching them as much as they enjoy learning from you. These are all things that I had to learn the hard way by experiencing it. And what I mean by learning is fun is that you create the environment that you and your children are learning in. And if you want to create an environment where, I don't know, maybe your child learns more through play. Instead of just writing the ABCs all day on the worksheet or notepad, you go outside and you make a game of hopscotch with the ABC. and then every time your child jumps on that one letter, they have to say the name of the letter and the sound. That is very fun for your child, but they're also learning. You can make it as fun as you want it to be, and your child will still be learning. Fifth thing I wish I knew before I started homeschooling is I am in control. It's kind of just reinforcing everything I've said before, that it should not be a battle of you getting your child to sit down and to do the work. To know that you are in control of the way that your child learns. You are in control of what your child learns. You had planned to have class time, I don't know, maybe 5 days a week, but that's not working out for you guys. You can change that to 4 days a week. You know that you are in control. So whenever something is not working out, or it's becoming more challenging or more difficult, that you can find a way to fix it and to change it, because you have that control, you have that power and authority to do so. Now, the last thing I want to say is that if you are thinking about homeschooling, or if you are already homeschooling and it's been more challenging than you thought it was going to be, don't be discouraged, because there is always going to be a challenge to overcome, and every time that you overcome something, there is growth, not only in you but in your children. I have this saying that I like to say, that nothing good in life comes easy. Everything that you want to accomplish takes work and discipline. Nothing is set in stone. If you decided to homeschool and you're trying it out, you can always put your child back into public school if homeschooling doesn't work out, and do what is best for your family. You guys, I really hope that this video has helped bring some clarity. I hope and pray that you guys have a wonderful day. See you guys next week. Bye.